After the white men deceived you, they wrote a book and called it the Bible to enslave you perpetually. Oh, wow. So you don't know the Bible itself is a miracle. Oh yeah, come, let me gist you. After watching this video, I promise you, you will stop saying that the white men wrote the Bible. The Bible was written between 1,500 years to 1,600 years. The Bible has 40 writers, not authors, so it has writers that contributed to his writings. The author of the Bible is God. All the writers of the Bible lived in 3 different continents. Wow! And all of them spoke 3 different languages. So all the writers lived at different times in 1,600 years. Imagine a book that took that long to write and it's so accurate. Just imagine going to 500 AD, you go and pick a writer and you instruct the writer to write a particular chapter. When that person is done, you go to let's another 100 years later, you meet another writer, instruct the writer to write another chapter of that same book. And don't forget to all these writers, all these different writers that wrote in different times, in 1,600 years, they were from different continents, different countries, different languages, but yet they passed the same message. You dare sit there and tell me the white man wrote the Bible, that the Bible is false? I don't understand how the devil has so much blinded some of you. What kind of history book do you read? Is your mind so darkened that you can no longer receive light? The Old Testament alone was written over a span of 1,100 years by different writers. Isaiah will come 400 AD, write a chapter. 200 or 100 years later, Ezekiel will come, write another chapter. Another 500 years later, another prophet will come, write another chapter. And all these people were writing the same message, and you dare open your mouth and say the white man wrote the Bible. What kind of mighty and gross ignorance is this? In 1,100 years of the Old Testament writings, all the writers made predictions about the coming Messiah. Follow me closely. They prophesied how he will be born, how he will die, how he will be killed, how he will rise again, how he will be betrayed, how he will be sold. Even the amount, 30 pieces of silver, was prophesied hundreds of years ago, even before Jesus was born. What kind of book is that? There is more than 300 prophecies and predictions of the coming Messiah, Jesus, in the Old Testament. Even the book of Malachi was written 400 years before Jesus was born. That's 1,100 years of the Old Testament writing, and then 400 years before he was born. And yet Jesus came and fulfilled every one of those 300 prophecies about him in the Old Testament. And the Bible was written by men, inspired by God. So the author of the Bible is God. If you're a believer or a Christian and you scroll through this video without sharing this video, I will doubt your salvation. If you can share lies, falsehood, and deception, share this truth. Let people know that they are being deceived by the enemy.